So today we are starting an interview with Tim Horton. So Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Hamilton, Ontario, January 12th, 1930, and my parents' names are John and Ethel. I've got a brother, Jerry. We always fought growing up, but we get along pretty good now. And just had a great childhood.
Okay. In your childhood, you seemed to be very interested in sports, mainly hockey. Can you give us a little bit of background there?
My true love was really hockey, and at age 18, I signed on to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and was privileged to travel a lot. I was 20 years old actually when I turned pro in my career, and because I grew up playing hockey, it was really a great joy of mine and a sense of accomplishment.
Okay. And how do the Tim Hortons franchises integrate hockey into their businesses?
Well, we started because, obviously, my hockey background, we started the Tim Bits program. And no, it's not just little donut holes. The Tim Bits is the hockey sponsorship program. We currently sponsor 200,000 kids across Canada who play hockey, soccer, lacrosse. And it's not just hockey, but really it's sports. And each franchise is involved in this.
All right. Do you find this to be an effective, thing for your brand, seeing as hockey is a major Canadian sport?
Oh, definitely. Our goal was to identify Tim Hortons, the stores and brand, with hockey, and the two together have just made a real good pair.
All right. How has the Tim Hortons brand helped in the local communities it's in?
Well, we give back to the communities, Matea. We really help to the economy in communities. If you'll find our stores there, you'll find the economy is boosted, especially small communities. Lots of job opportunities, and we help them with their sports programs and their community centers, and we find that kids that come out of those communities really are better athletes and are better prepared for their lives. So I think we're really helping communities across Canada.
All right, we can really see that. Where do you see your brand in the next 50 years going?
Oh, Matea, should I be alive, I expect that I'll probably see it. Yeah, because we like to expand, and we have been expanding because of the demand and the acceptance of the brand, and we see. I would see that we're going to be expanding deeper into the United States and even overseas into Europe and various parts of the world. But we'll always remain a Canadian company for sure. That's never going to end. And someday in my heart, I can see a Tim Hortons sign in Bangladesh, and I think that would be just a wonderful thing. That's kind of where I see it going in the next 50 years.
Very ambitious of you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have heard of rumors, specialty items coming to stores soon. Can you let us in on the loop?
Oh, we are very excited, Matea. We're going to start offering some specialty drinks such as iced green tea and even some gluten-free options, because that's a real concern for us. People that need to have gluten-free foods, we want them to be able to get those at our stores. And we're going to start offering some different types of soups and sandwiches and even some salad options as well. Health is very important, and we don't want to be seen as the fast food restaurant that gets you fat. We want to be seen as the healthy option to those types of things, types of eating and dining establishments, and really that's where we're going to go.
Okay. Your business partner, Ron Joyce, how important is he to your business, to the future and current success of
You know what? Ron, what can you say about Ron? Ron is awesome. He's very, very important. In 1965, Matea, he became, he took over a fledgling Tim Hortons store on Ottawa Street in Hamilton. And you know what? By 1967, he successfully opened 2 more restaurants and became full partners with me. He's my right-hand man. It's kind of like I drink the Coke, he burps. So, upon my death, I expect that Ron will probably, because Edward does pass away, I expect that Ron will probably take over the Tim Horton shares from my wife, Mrs. Horton, and I expect that he'll increase the chain and do very well. And I really don't know what I would do without him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where would you like to expand in the coming years? I know that you're in Canada and the US, and you have a couple of different coffee options available in Ireland at gas stations, but really, where else would you like to expand?
You know what, Matea? I can't tell you everything because obviously there's some confidentiality things that we'd have to sign, but I can say this. We're going to continue expanding in the U.S. and of course continue expanding in Canada, but we're going to make a real effort in Europe. I don't think that Europeans really understand the Tim Hortons brand yet, and I expect that as they do, and we've had good success, as they do continue to recognize the products that we're going to offer, that Europe is going to be in the future will outshine what we've done here in Canada and the United States.
Wow. That's very interesting. I can't wait till I land in Heathrow Airport in London and pick up my Tim Hortons. Be just like home.
It'll be just like home. And you know what, Matea? It's going to be the same coffee. It's going to be that same breakfast sandwich. And it's going to be the same whether it's in London, Ontario, or London, England.
That's wonderful to hear. Seeing as you've had such a big impact, in the US and in Canada, how much of an impact and in what ways or areas do you feel that your brand has and will have on the whole of Canada?
I think the impact, and unfortunately, people are not all environmentally conscious, but the impact is a sense of community across the country. We are so widely accepted that if, and it's very unfortunate, but it's true. The brand is very popular, and if you'll see a paper cup on the street blowing down the street in the wind, it's probably one of our cups, a Tim Hortons cup. And although that disturbs me that someone would litter and hurt the environment, it does me proud, and it does make me proud rather, to see that we are so integrated into society here that the litter that you would see in the streets is probably something coming from one of our clients and customers, although doing wrong, it's coming from us.
So does the litter, it does disturb you, but are your cups really biodegradable, or?
And you know what? And that's the very reason why we've done that. Thanks for bringing that up. Our cups are biodegradable because we do see people throwing them away, and if that does unfortunately happen, at least the environment is not going to be harmed.
Not compromised. Okay.
You know what? It's just a real big priority in the Tim Hortons company.
Okay. And, within being in communities and smaller towns and such, do you find that is a good, positive impact upon Canadian economy?
I really do. I think I sort of alluded to it, but I really do think that we're a benefit to the economy, especially in smaller communities where there may not be as many jobs as we'd like to see, and it keeps people in those communities. We don't want those communities just to be bedroom communities to larger centers. We want those to be thriving, healthy economies, and on their own. And I think that the Tim Hortons franchises in those areas and communities have been a real benefit to that. It keeps people, Matea, it keeps people in those communities, and it keeps people giving back, and keeps them. It helps them become productive members of that community, and I attribute that to us, to Tim Hortons.
And that will obviously have a great impact upon the whole of Canada.
I believe it has. I believe it's going to continue to do so, yes. Yes, definitely.
Alrighty, well that wraps up our very interactive and informative questionnaire with our one and only Canadian Tim Horton. Thank you for listening.